now welcome the chief guest. On behalf of the Lawrence School Lovedale, we'd like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Uttara Vidyasagar, an old Laurentian from the class of 1963. She is a graduate of Maulana Azad Medical College, New Delhi, and a postgraduate from the London School of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene. She is the founder trustee and director of Viveka, a center for emotional support in Bangalore, a consultant and external member and chairperson on the ICs of about 10 organizations for the prevention of sexual harassment in workplace. She also works with the Karnataka State Council for Child Welfare in the areas of adoption, counseling, and training children, parents, and medical social workers of adoption agencies. Dr. Uttara Vidyasagar conducts workshops for teachers and students on life skills, sex education, anti-bullying, and team-building activities. She is a faculty member at Banjara Academy for Counseling and Training, and also a member of the Makkala Sahayavani, the first child helpline set up in Bangalore City as a public police initiative. With so much to her credit, we are privileged to say that Dr. Uttara Vidyasagar is also a member of the Board of Governors of our school. We welcome you, ma'am.
On this special occasion, we invite our Honorable Chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. Keshav N. Desiraju, to address the gathering.
My colleagues on the Board of Governors, Headmaster, Deputy Headmaster, teachers, students of our school, parents, guardians, old Laurentians, friends of the Lawrence School, ladies, gentlemen. It is a very great pleasure indeed to welcome all of you again to the Founders' Day celebration school. Every Founders' Day is a milestone in the life of our school, an occasion for celebration. We celebrate the fact not just that we continue to be such a significant presence in the lives of so many people, but we celebrate the fact that another set of young men and women are leaving school or entering the world of adulthood. I'm not sure if many of them are with us today or whether they've left campus after finishing their exams, but for those of you who are still here, all our good wishes go with you. It is always said that childhood, the days of childhood are the best days of one's life. There may be something in that, but let me assure you that there is a great deal of thinking adults can get out of being an adult. There is so much the world has to offer. And now that you are leaving the protected environment of the school, setting out into the world, I'm sure all of you will do wonderful things. So our good wishes with all of you. May you always bring joy to your parents and your teachers. And may you always keep the flag of your school flying. Founders is important also, certainly for my colleagues on the board and myself, because it gives us a chance to meet with many of you who we do not normally otherwise meet, parents, teachers, students. And there's just a few things I'd like to bring before you. The whole business of learning, education, school teaching is extremely complex. And we are well aware that how we equip and train young persons in this school, as in all schools, is going to be a huge, crucial determinant of how they negotiate all the complexities that the world has to offer. When they are on their own, in a world which could be hostile, when they're on their own, physically and in every other way, the only resources they have to fall back on are what they have learned here. And therefore, it becomes very important that that really is at the top of our agenda at all times. And there are many big issues in school education that people across India are grappling with. As we know, many schools, many residential schools in particular, are changing school boards. I personally have never been in favor of this. I am aware of the limitations under which the Cbse operates, but I still believe it is a curriculum and a syllabus which can be creatively taught. It is something we can learn to work with, but I also recognize that there is something of a straitjacket about it. The advantage which we all see in the international boards to which many schools are turning is that there is so much more flexibility offered to the student in terms of choice of subject and the range of interests which it caters to. We do not have that when we operate within the Cbse framework. But this is still, I believe, something we can learn to work with. It is by no means impossible. It is something that we need to work on, but it can be done. Another very big issue, which I'm sure concerns students, parents, teachers alike, is this whole question of examination marking. And I think this is something that we do need to be concerned about. When I read news that, 54 students in some class got 100%, I am naturally happy for those students that they did so well, but at the same time, there is also a sense that something is wrong here. It is, I'm perfectly prepared to believe that children are bright and children will do well. Children will do well in exams, but it is very clear, I don't need to labor the point that marking in our central examination boards definitely seem to, shall we say, it does not offer easy explanation. And why this is relevant to us is because it is those marks that are going to determine, in many cases, what the child is going to be able to do in the future. And if there are huge numbers of children getting 100%, then even the child who has got 96% is at a serious disadvantage. So there is clearly something wrong. Several educationists have been writing about this, speaking about this. It is an issue that we will also need to address. In the first instance, of course, we will need to address the question of if this is the way the marking system is, and these are the kind of marks people are going to get, how are we going to equip the children who are not scoring so well? That becomes our first responsibility. As I said earlier, I have full faith in all our children. How well they do depends on how much we have put into this effort. And if we have children who have not scored so well, then it is our job. We need to address what can we do towards improving this. I know all the arguments about how examination marks are not the only determinant of a child's potential. Of course, it is true, absolutely true. Many children are going to get prizes today, but those children who are not getting prizes here today will get them somewhere else. I have no doubt about that. People bloom at different times in different environments. But the short point is that as a school, we have a responsibility towards addressing the concerns of every child in our care. And if examination results are a cause of concern, then it has to be attended to on as a task of the first importance. All teachers have a responsibility. Teachers in residential schools have a particularly important responsibility because you are playing a role not just as a teacher, but you are also standing in for parents and for larger family even. Now, we are fortunate that on the whole, we have good, qualified teachers. But I would urge every one of you in this audience who is actually teaching in this school that there is really no end to your labors. You need to work at it day and night. You need to be in complete control of the subjects you teach. Take my word for it. No child will respect you if you do not know your subject. You will be popular with your students not because you are kind to them outside class, which you may well be, which I hope you are. You will be respected only if the child knows that you know what you're talking about. So whether it is geography you're teaching, or chemistry, or Hindi, or Sanskrit, you should know what you are doing. And I'm only saying this, and I'm saying this on this platform because while I'm broadly satisfied that we have a high standard of teaching at the Lawrence School, I still believe that there is scope for improvement. Remember that examination results are as much a reflection on you as they are on the students. So there is something to be said. So if there are many children in the subject you teach who are not scoring well, there are some questions you need to ask yourself. Now, many of you here are parents, and in fact, in many ways, that section of this audience, those of you who are parents, in some senses, you have placed the greatest responsibility on us. For many months of the year, the school, people in school, teachers, school administration, see more of your children than you do. And you are within your rights to hold the school responsible for how your child turns out, certainly. Unfortunately, I do not have much interaction with parents, nor should I. But I do hope and pray and trust that all of you as parents feel that at all times the school administration is accessible to you and is in a position to discuss issues related to your child with you. It is something that my colleagues on the board and I have repeatedly urged on the headmaster and his colleagues, that while there are certain ground rules in a residential school, there are certain distinctly earmarked areas where for the duration of the school term, the headmaster or the housemaster or the classmaster, it's their word which holds. But at the same time, we recognize the children, very young children when they join school, who are separated from their parents and their families, that parents are legitimately worried even. And that communication with the school should not stop. And I believe there are healthy systems in place, and I hope that they will continue. But let me also say this to parents, that while the school does contribute hugely to what your child is doing and learning, there is a lot in the child that is still dependent entirely on you. The value systems the child grows up with, the worldview the child has, the understanding of what is India, or what is it to be an Indian. These are hugely important questions on which you still have the greatest influence. So when you send your child to a residential school, you surrender some of your responsibilities, but you retain a great many. And ideally, the child, your child, should be learning as much at home as he or she is learning in school. So while we, with humility, acknowledge the responsibility you have placed on us, We also look to you for giving every child what only a parent can give. We are always here, the headmaster and his team are always here to support you. Certainly as children grow older, many children, most children, probably need advice and counseling on what to do in the future. What do I do when I leave school? These are issues which I hope the school, the parent, the child are discussing all as equal partners in this discussion, perhaps a little more weightage given to what the child is saying than to what the parent or the teacher is saying. But still, this should be a discussion which involves all of you. There is another matter that I would like to place before parents. Now, as all of you know, we are able to function as a school only on account of what you pay as fees towards your children's education. That is our sole source of revenue. There are some signs all over the Lawrence School that seem to suggest that the government of India is somehow involved. And there is a story there. But the short point is we do not get any grants from the government of India. We get money, we pay teacher salaries, we employ staff, support staff, we maintain these heritage properties, we run libraries, laboratories, workshops, entirely out of what you pay as fees. A very, very significant addition here is the contribution of the old Laurentian community. I am always grateful to them for their generosity, because there are many things you see on campus which we would not have been able to do if we did not have those contributions. Just yesterday, the new gymnasium, which is again the gift of Mr. Anirudh Gopalakrishnan, a student of the school. The swimming pool, the great generosity of the late Nomita Chandy. The staff quarters which were opened yesterday, the generosity of 10 batches of old orange. All these things have become possible only because of this. We would not have been able to do it without that, because if we were to undertake works of this kind using our own resources, we would have to raise fees, which is something that the board has been unwilling to do. Some nominal increase is inevitable every year, but we certainly would not have been able to afford the extensive improvements to infrastructure and more that are proposed in the dormitories, in the hostels, the toilets, staff quarters. Everything needs upgradation. So at this point of time, we continue to look to the old Laurentian community for enabling some of these works. We certainly will be able to add to whatever initial contribution is made, but that is the only way in which those jobs are going to get happened if we are to not increase fees unreasonably. Our fee structure actually compares very favorably even with other residential schools in the Nilgiris and certainly other residential schools across India. But some increases we will have to do. But I wanted to make this point clear because it is actually a very difficult exercise trying to run an establishment as large as this, maintain the properties, pay staff, and maintain a decent standard of teaching. The board has been working on how best we can attract more and better teachers. This may possibly need increases in teacher salaries. I would also want to put on record that while we are not a government school, we have tried as a matter of convention and practice to keep salaries of teachers on par with what are paid in central government schools. We are not obliged to do so, but we recognize that paying decent wages to teachers is the only way in which we will get good teachers. We cannot take the line that, we just pay the bare minimum, which I believe is unfortunately the practice in many private schools. But I recognize that teacher salaries probably need to go up as well. These are issues that we're continuously fighting with. So the enormous tasks inside the classroom, outside the classroom, limited resources. But on the positive side, I think we have huge support. We have all of you to start with. We have those of you who have entrusted your children to our care and placed your trust in us. I've been extremely fortunate in my colleague members of the Board of Governors who have spared no effort, no energy at all in devoting themselves to issues concerning the school. One of our smaller achievements has been, we have after a very long time been able to find the funds within savings that existed already towards setting up a bursary fund which will offer concessions on fees. While our fee structure, as I said earlier, is still not the highest in the country, certainly many parents and many children would benefit from fee concessions, and that process has begun. I'm told by the headmaster that the first initial selection has happened. We have raised, it's a healthy sum that we have in our fund, which I hope very much will increase continuously. Large number of students leaving the school have graciously agreed to forfeit their deposit money, which they paid when they came into school, which goes into this fund. That is something that we are all very grateful for. It is a sign that you are interested in what the school wishes to do towards ensuring that a much larger number of children from a wider background are able to seek and secure admission here. So as I said, so the bursary fund is something that we're actually quite proud about. So that is as much as I wanted to say on this occasion. It is, again, a very great pleasure. We learn all the time, and I'm sure the future, as we can see it, while it may not always be easy, I think we at the Lawrence School, Lovedale, are well set to be able to produce every year newer generations of bright young students who, whatever they do with themselves, will always have been well equipped by the Lawrence School to do it well. I think that is the only thing we should look for. We should not seek to impose on young people what they should do or what they should want to do. But what we should certainly try to do is to ensure that whatever it is they do well. And that is where a school becomes very important, and that is where the larger community that makes up the school, teachers, the parents, the staff, the wider community, who all influence the way in which a school grows, that is where all this becomes very important. So once again, my thanks to all of you for coming here, and my good wishes to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We call upon our headmaster, Mr. K. Prabhakaran, to present the annual report for the year 2018-2019.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my proud privilege to welcome Dr. Uttara Vidyasagar, counselor, trainer, consultant, as chief guest for our prize-giving ceremony at the 161st Founders' Day celebrations of Lawrence School, Lovedale. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our request. One of the most prominent activities of Founders' Day celebration is presenting the annual report. Of course, none would disagree that the hallmark of a school is its academic touchstone. Though we are a school, we focus on holistic development of students, keeping in mind of our academic targets too. The batch of 2018, last year's batch, did well with an excellent aggregate mark above 80%. Cbse is our batch topper with a score of 97.6% in science stream. Mariam Mayan topped humanities with a score of 96.8, and Pranit Chopra topped commerce stream with 94.6%. Congratulations to them, their parents and teachers. This year, the school received 6 Cbse merit certificates. Cbse awards merit certificates to those students who score in top 0.1% nationwide in a subject. Merit certificates were awarded to Ms. T. Simia for chemistry and psychology, Ms. Akansha Subil Sundardas for English, Master Dennis George Johnson for computer science, Ms. Kavya for painting, and Ms. Anshul Bertloy in geography. Congratulations to all students, teachers, and parents. In the AISSE, that is Class 10 CBS Board Examination 2018, the students have done extremely well, securing 100% result. Congratulations to them and their teachers and parents. Chamundeshwari Arvadamalai, the school 10th topper, with aggregate of 95.8%. More than 50% of our students have scored with distinction. The school has achieved 100% result in this year, that is 2009-2. Out of 80 students, 64 passed with distinction, about 75%, and 16 students secured first division. The school topper is GK Anjana with 98% in humanities. The rest of the toppers are Naman and Ranjana. Congratulations to the students, teachers, and parents. This is our class 10th this year with 100% result. Out of 126 students, 95 students passed with distinction, 26 with first division, and 5 with second division. The school topper is Ashik Hedia with 97.4%. Owing to our strong base in academics, SAT scores, CVs, and LORs, our students have been placed in one of the best top 35 universities in Europe, America, and Australia. Some of these colleges are University College London, University of Bristol, Warwick University, NC State University, Durham, UC Davis, Purdue, University of Nottingham, University of Washington, University of San Diego, and NYU. I'm confident that we will agree that a public school aims to provide a holistic development model with co-curricular and extracurricular activities. In fact, there's nothing called co-curricular or extracurricular. It is a part of curricular because we learn something or other from every activity we do out here. To encourage the spirit of nationalism, the 72nd Independence Day was celebrated with the traditional patriotic and fervor. To keep our students connected with our cultural roots, the school has hosted numerous cultural programs. Among one of them was a flute concert organized under the aegis of Society of Promotion of Indian Classical Music and Culture among the youth at Cbse on August 2018. We were privileged to witness the live performance of internationally renowned flutist Mr. Pandit Ronu Majumdar, joined by his son Rishikesh Majumdar on flute and on tabla by Pandit Ajit Pathak in our school. To develop public speaking skills, our students are constantly exposed to the art of debating. Inter-school Hindi debates competition is a part of our education program, and Lawrence School hosted 38th Lawrence School Memorial Hindi Debate Competition on 14 September 2018 on an occasion of Rashtriya Hindi Divas. 13 students from Nilgiri district took part in this debating competition. Inter-house English debate for the class 11 and 12 held in 23rd April. The motion under fire was competition is an integral part of school system. And it was keenly contested by both proposition as well as the opposition. The Prep School Inter-School Debate Competition was held in 17 November 2018. A new modified Cambridge format was introduced in school to align ourselves with the debating patterns of other public schools across the country. Model United Nations, that's MUN Club, is flourishing strongly, and the MUN Club has regularly participating in various conferences across the country. They recently returned with honors from Delhi College, Indore. Republic Day was celebrated with much patriotism and fervor, as it's an important day for reminding our students of being proud of the largest democracy in the world. Padma Vibhushan, Dr. M.R. Srinivasan, former chairman of Atomic Energy Commission, was a chief guest at the Republic Day celebration. Investiture 2019. A traditional event was held in March. Mr. Cbse Kumar, CEO of HCL Technologies, OL from the class of 1986, was the chief guest for the function. He shared crucial life lessons with the newly elected students and staff in the gathering. The AFS International Student Exchange Program was a huge success in the school. Each group of students brought along with them the flavors of their own culture. They shared with us. By the time they left as Laurentians. We have just bid farewell to those two wonderful students, Sana from Italy and Pung Pung from Thailand. 5 students of our hockey team, along with coach Ms. Kamaljit Kaur, also attended a training program in Japan last year. Round Square is our schools, is growing in our school steadily and strongly. In addition to participating in various international, regional and service projects, we have hosted, first time, Round Square International Service Project hosted by the school, together with Kerala, which helped supporting and rebuilding the flood-affected areas in Wayanad. The students from our school, along with students of Modern School Delhi, Sri Ram Aravali, Vivek High School Chandigarh, Doon School Dehradun, and Rajkumar College Rajkot took part in rebuilding a small village school last month. Over a period of 10 days, our students helped worked with areas, tribal areas of Masanagudi and Manchakumbai tribal areas. Our school is a pioneer in the field of IAYP program in our country. We have 29 students who awarded gold and 19 students who awarded silver during the year, which is the highest in the country. Ms. Sue Walker, Regional Director, Asia Pacific Region, the Duke of Edinburgh Award Scheme, visited India in March in appreciation to our contribution of our school in this field. In fact, IAYP, International Award for Young People, is formerly it was known as Duke of Edinburgh Award Scheme. National Cadet Corps, NCC, is an active group in school, and our NCC cadets are actively participating in several campaigns and drives in the region. At the same time, they are undergoing various training under our NCC unit. Ms. Shangani Singh of our NCC cadet won All India Best Cadet Award in Junior Wing of NCC. She received award from Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 28 January on the occasion of NCC PM rally held in New Delhi. She has brought laurels not only to the school, but to the entire Directorate of Tamil Nadu, Andaman and Pondicherry. Outbound learning trips and educational trips are occasions that students look forward to, not just because they provide break from the routine, but also to enrich their knowledge by enhancing their experience and learning. There are a few glimpses of our outbound trip. This year, the students went to areas in Himalayas, Tungnath, Deoyathal, and Rudraprayag in Himalayas, river rafting in River Ganges and Deoprayag, historical places like Hampi and Golconda Fort, Indian Institute of Management in Bangalore, Indian Space Research Center in Sriharikota, and industrial centers in Tirupur and Erode. TEDx Youth at Lovedale was a grand success, as it was the first time Lawrence School Lovedale is hosting. This internationally renowned program provides a platform for students to be a part of the global society. The theme of the TEDx Lovedale was breaking barriers, and we witnessed several eminent speakers sharing their stories with the students. Ms. Sangeeta Jayaram guided the student team. A special appreciation to our ex-students, Tara, Naman, and Susanna. As usual, this year too, we witnessed an enthusiastic and overwhelming response of participation from students in various clubs and societies. This is to inculcate an appreciation for arts, crafts, and various other activities, co-curricular activities. Though we stake no claim of being a sport-oriented school, but with the boundless talent of our school and our students and coaches, the school has been doing exceedingly well in regional, state, and national level sporting activities. These pictures will reflect the achievements of our school in various sports. While having secured more than 40 positions in inter-school and district level tournaments, more than 80 students have participated and received laurels at national level events in the year. And 20 students have been selected to represent IPSC and SGFI tournaments, which are national level. Ms. Vaidehi Vashisht, our national silver medalist in high jump, and she has also received IPSC scholarship for extraordinary performance. The school athletics team won 16 medals in IPSC, that is All India IPSC athletic tournament. Ashutosh, Sai, Nitin Tota, Vaidehi represent the school in SGFI competitions. Football is a sport that is being followed by millions of people in the world and is also the pulse of the sports in the school. The school has been participating and doing well in several tournaments in districts and also IPSC level. Under 17 boys football team won inter-school tournament and under 15 boys were runner-up. Master Rohan Dhruv and Master Nakshatra Tiwari have represented the school in prestigious SGFI football tournament. Our shuttle badminton team has done extremely well, cleaning up, getting first in almost all tournaments which they fought in district badminton tournament. The boys and girls team, the winners in all categories. At the IPSC badminton tournament for boys, school has won bronze medal in team championship and individual medal under 17 tournaments. Siddharth Kumar, John Jacob Philip, Anurag represent the school in SGFA badminton tournaments. The school basketball team participated in Kovai Sahodaya basketball tournament for under 14, under 16 and under 19 for boys and girls in October 2018, and our school under 17 and under 19 for girls team emerged winners. The inter-school basketball tournament under 14, under 16 and under 19 boys team won, and under 19 girls emerged as the winners. The district basketball tournament under 13 boys were the winners, in IPSC under 17 boys were the runner-up. SGFI participating students are Ronak Singh Bath, Jatin Bhatia and Mansi Kedial. Master Pranay Reddy represented the Tamil Nadu team and was selected for Khelo India for his excellent performance. The hockey girls team under 14, 16 and 19 won Nilgiri District Inter-School Hockey Championship. It was a clean sweep for the boys team under 15 and under 19. In IPSC hockey tournament, under 14 girls were runner-up. The hockey girls team under 19, boys under 17 won Cbse Sahodaya hockey tournament. Our boys, Ashish, Vinay, Vishwa and Dhruv participated in the under 17 Nehru Cup tournament. Tennis team participated in inter-school tennis tournament and were winners of both boys and girls under 19 category. Master Anshuman Bosley represented the school in SGFI tournament. At Salem Inter-Academy Cricket Tournament under 15 team, we finished second. Master Komaleshwar of Class 8 has been selected for under 14 boys combined district cricket team of Tamil Nadu. He is the only player from Nilgiri district to receive this distinction. Archery, in addition to national participation and state level participation, our students have secured 26 medals at state level, and Miss Ashmika was selected as for Khelo India program. Simran, Ashmika and Viksha from our school represented the Tamil Nadu state at national level archery championship. In squash, we were the runner-up for Southern Regional Tournament. Vanshika Drolia, Ananya Kumari, Harshil Shah won the silver, and Arnav Chanaraj has won bronze in regional tournament. Miss Vanshika Drolia was ranked 19th in the national ranking of squash for girls. Our equestrian riders have been galloping away to glory, bagging a huge bounty of awards at the Wellington Horse Show against the seasoned armed forces riders in tent pegging and mounted gymnastics. Infrastructural development during the year has been commendable. Following projects have completed successfully during the year: the relocation and rebuilding of stable, sewage treatment plant, staff quarters, support staff quarters, new building for State Bank of India, swimming pool, and the entry gate. Congratulations to the Board of Governors and also to the infrastructure team for supporting and making this possible, and also to a large number of Laurentians who have been a great source of inspiration and support. In addition to regular classes, we have SAT, CLAT, and we also organize this orientation program for various university visits. 18 universities from US, 8 from UK, and 15 universities from India have visited the school and interacted with our students. Seminars on law, IPM entrance was conducted by Career Launcher, and students in senior school attended a webinar by College Board on SAT scores for Indian universities. PSAT workshop was organized for all class 9 students by Princeton Review. We have been focusing on teachers' training and development as well. It's very important that teachers go through the regular training which enhances their professional skills in order to equip themselves to meet the various challenges of teaching profession. 23 teachers have been trained by government-approved agency named Drishti, based in Mumbai, to handle children with learning disability. 5 senior teachers have attended subject enrichment workshop organized by Cbse in different parts of the country. And our school has been selected as a learning hub for Cbse schools in Nilgiris. Edu Excellence is a research-based training and development organization in the sector K-12 education sector, promoted by IIT Delhi. They conducted a 2-day workshop in our school on 26th and 27th of April. About 40 delegates, principals and teachers from different parts of the country participated in this workshop. Professor Harish Chowdhury, professor of IIT Delhi, was the main facilitator. The theme of the workshop was Journey Back to School. The headmaster and the deputy headmaster conducted a session for the delegates. The HM conducted a session on topic of school leadership. The HM's session was on effective instructional strategies. Both the sessions were received and appreciated by the delegates. Some of our teachers also participated in these sessions, and they interacted with senior teachers and the students. This annual report is an effort to encapsulate the school's functioning and activities over the past 1 year into a small and a brief schedule. Many milestones have been achieved, many still to be achieved. We at Lawrence School, Lovedale, will continue our effort to mold the young minds into well-balanced global citizens with values and etiquettes. Thank you.
We feel honored to award students who have excelled in academics, sports, and co-curricular activities for the year 2018-2019. It is the ultimate token of recognition of purest of talents and highest of achievements. We request our chief guest, Dr. Uttara Vidyasagar, member of the Board of Governors, to give away the prizes. Awards for Academic Excellence. First in Class 5, P. Srivarshan. First in Class 6, Rishi Nayak. First in Class 7, Asmi Mithil. First in Class 8 and recipient of Cbse Mahindra Search for Talent Scholarship for Class 8, K. Priyanka Lakshmi. Cbse Mahindra Search for Talent Scholarship for Class 8, Sivakumaran J. First in Class 9 and recipient of Cbse Mahindra Search for Talent Scholarship for Class 9, Sanvi Patnaik. First in Class 10, AISCE 2018 and recipient of Cbse Mahindra Search for Talent Scholarship for Class 10, first in Class 11 Humanities Stream and Cbse Mahindra Search for Talent Scholarship for Class 11 Humanities Stream, Chamundeshwari Rajaputri Vadamalai. First in Class 11 Commerce Stream and recipient of Cbse Mahindra Search for Talent Scholarship for Class 11 Commerce Stream, Ansh Gupta. First in Class 11 Science Stream and recipient of K.C. Mahindra Search for Talent Scholarship for Class 11, Avram John. First in Class 12 AISSCE 2018 Science Stream, T. Simya. First in Class 12 AISSCE 2019 Commerce Stream, Naman Agarwal. First in Class 12 AISSCE 2019 Science Stream, V. Ranjana. First in Class 12 AISSCE 2019 Humanities Stream, G.K. Anjana. First in Class 10 AISCE 2019 Ashi Kedia. Cbse Merit Certificates for AISSCE 2018. Computer Science, Dennis George Johnson. Chemistry and Psychology, T. Simya. English Core, Akansha Subel Sundardas. Special Awards for the year 2018-2019. Karan Kanti Trophy for the Best Sportsman, Vaidehi Vashishta. Vivek Bhatnagar Memorial Award to the Cricketer of the Year, Tangudu Komaleshwar. We move on to the next award. Award for Excellence in Badminton, Dakshina and Ria Homas Tarakan. Ajay Nair Memorial Trophy for the Best Drummer, Priyanshu Singh. Award for Excellence in Sculpture, Mayank Anand. Award for Excellence in Art and Craft, Bipasha Mandal. Award for Excellence in Western Music, Aditya Agarwal. Award for Excellence in Classical Dance, Kannamai R. Award for Excellence in Dramatics, Aditya Chakraborty. Award for Excellence in Debating and Elocution, Koppala Rajeshri Rao. Award for Excellence in Weaving, Jatin Bhati. Ankit Agarwal Trophy for the Best Science Student, Yash Raj. Nalini Sivaraman Trophy for the Best All-Round Student in Class 11 and Award for the Best All-Round Student of Senior School, Avram John. Commander S.K. Mishra Trophy for Character, Integrity and Personal Qualities, P.C. Tanya. OLA Karnataka Chapter Trophy for the Best All-Round Student of Prep School and Aloysia Kumar Award Scholarship for the Best All-Round Student of Prep School, Adya Agarwal. Chairman, Board of Governors Trophy for the Best All-Round Student of Junior School, Adit Prasad. Award for the Best All-Round Student of Girls' School and recipient of Good Samaritan Award, Leelu Timspothen. Divya Bidappa Trophy for Excellence in Performing Art, P.C. Tanya. Aichitra Divya Bidappa Memorial Award for obtaining highest marks in Cbse Class 12 examination and displaying leadership qualities of the highest order, Dennis George Johnson. B.K. Sabapati Award for the Best Student in Mathematics, Chamundeshwari Rajaputri Vadamalai. P.V. Subramaniam Award for the Best Prefect, Liu Ta Chong. Sangini Singh made the school proud by winning the All India Best Cadet Award in the Junior Division of NCC. She received the award from the Prime Minister on 28 January. It was a great achievement as she brought laurels not only to the school but to the entire Directorate of Tamil Nadu, Andaman and Puducherry. It is the result of her hard work, dedication, commitment and never-given spirit. Sangini Singh. Special award for the mounted troops. Captain Abdul Qadir Memorial Shield for the Best Guard on Parade for the year 2019. Guard 1. Now we move on to the House Awards for the year 2018-2019. Best House in Sports and Games, Prep School, Aravali House. Junior School, Sumeru House. Girls' School, Aravali House. Senior School, Nilgiri House. Best House in Co-Curricular Activities, Prep School, Vindhya House. Junior School, Vindhya House. Senior School, Vindhya House. Board of Governors Trophy for Academic Excellence, Prep School, Vindhya House. Junior School, Vindhya House. Girls' School, Vindhya House. Senior School, Nilgiri House. All-round Best House, Prep School, Vindhya House. Junior School, Vindhya House. Girls' School, Aravali House. Senior School, Nilgiri House. General K.B. Krishnarao Trophy for the best house of the Lawrence School for the year 2018-2019, Vindhya House. Request our chief guest, Dr. Uttara Vidyasagar, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Chairman, Mr. Desiraju, my very supportive colleagues of the Board of Governors, the Master, Mr. Prabhakaran Nair, and his gracious wife, all the faculty, DHM, and all the teachers who are here, parents, friends, and to each one of the students of Lawrence School. Let me begin by congratulating everyone for the wonderful parade. What a super turnout, and precision and timing was really excellent. As expected, but we are always happy to see another grand display on the parade ground. I hope you were not overwhelmed by the OL contingents, but felt the school spirit, which is alive and kicking. I thought this was going to be another Founders, like all the ones I've been to before. But when I was volunteered for this, I thought I was going to do the prize distribution, which meant handing out all these various prizes and repeating, congratulations, well done, again and again. Then, quite late yesterday, I realized I also had to give a speech. And no one said, short, no one said, make it brief. So I decided, I also got rather nervous. What was I going to talk about? What do I tell students, their parents, friends, grandparents, and the faculty? So my first comforting thought was, this is not entirely a group of strangers. I know most of you, and also, I'm sure this was not an invitation to pretend to know more than I do. I also realized that I'm probably the oldest woman OL on campus, and actually an old girl. And there will be very few people who can challenge me when I talk about what Lovedale was like in those days. So I want to say that when I was here ever so long ago, I graduated class of 63, Lovedale was essentially a smaller school in terms of numbers. It was also less diverse in the sense of we had very few girls. And it, however, in all these years, continues to carry certain enduring features, which to me really represent what being a Lawrencean is. First, I think I remember and feel the campus. My heart always used to lift even now when we come towards the Pines. It isn't only the environment of the nature in terms of the hills, the greenery, but also this magnificent architecture of the school itself. And I think if you are going to appreciate it, you really need to look at it really carefully, because many of us didn't do it when we were in school, and we needed to come back to see the symmetry of the arches, to see the warm glow of the yellow brick, to appreciate the chapel or the church and its stained glass windows, to be able to understand the importance of that band room. These, while you're here, if you're also able to look at them, I think you will carry with you a great sense of the aesthetic. And that is something not really stressed upon in Lovedale while we are here. And to me, it's really important. And the second enduring feature of the school, of course, I must spend a little time on the actual physical. I think it's really important for all of us to go down to Grassfield, climb Big Hill, visit the reservoirs, and feel what really envelops us. I really do appreciate the work being done for the restoration of the Chola grasslands near Grassfield, because it tells us where this area was and what it was like before we had the eucalyptus invasion. So I think that's one of the enduring features. The second, of course, is what may be termed as a spirit of growing, living, and learning together, which creates bonds that really can be tested with time, and they hold true. It's important that we celebrate that, and we do now much more than we used to do in the past, by coming up to Lovedale year after year and keeping the connect with the spirit and as well as the physical environment. And it's important that we carry this and all of our lives. It's sort of locked in. It's locked into us and comes out when we are in the presence, perhaps, of other Laurentians. So these are the two, I think, enduring features of having been in this environment. The other one I was talking about is how few girls there were when we were in school. There were just two of us, for instance, who studied science in my class. And at that time, we needed very often to demand facilities which were denied to the girls. We lost very often, but I can see how different it is today. I can see that there is so much more equality in the way that facilities are shared between the girls' school and boys' school. It wasn't so in our time, and I really see this as a great difference. And perhaps girls don't have to be activists about it, which we needed to do. So just to give you an example, we used to finish school, classes I mean, at 1 o'clock. The girls then marched back to girls' school for lunch. And we stayed there. We had no access to libraries, laboratories, staff, prep help, nothing at all. And so you can imagine what it almost felt like we were in two different schools. And I'm so happy to see that it's not like that anymore. I don't know if the girls still find that there are things that they have to demand or ask for and request from the HM or their mistress in charge. But see that that is much less than perhaps it was. So, what can I share with you? How can I help you, even in the slightest way? Other than tell you a few stories from my own life, I think. So one of them I learned from my grandfather, who was at Oxford during the First World War. And there was rationing in the country. And he was given a couple of coupons, I don't know, maybe 1 egg a week or 2 eggs a week or something like that, as part of his ration. And he was a vegetarian. So he took these coupons to the landlady where he was boarded and said to her, you know, I don't eat eggs, so you can have these coupons and you can use them. And she said to him, no, Mr. Rao, you must return them to the government because somebody else, say a pregnant woman or a young child, need maybe more than mine or yours. Then when he told us the story, it was to help us to see what equitable justice is. That it isn't about taking something that somebody offers you just because they don't need it or they can't use it, or even, you know, it's really important. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying about being equitable. And this has always stayed with me for a very long time, and today too. The second important learning I had was here in Lovedale from Mr. Thomas. He was our, we used to say Prince E then, principal. And my parents sort of wrote a letter to him about, well, how was I doing in school? And he wrote back, of course, with all the academic stuff and what I was doing and not doing. But he had a sentence there, which again has altered the way I think and act, which is, he said, and Uttara continues to exert her influence in her own quiet way. So it reinforced for me that I don't have to be using authority. I don't have to use violence. I don't have to, dare I say it, be a prefect. To have a sense of influence or get my point across, make myself heard in the world. So I think these, I would say, are important lessons for all of us. That power and privilege don't necessarily have to come with positions of authority. So that is another lesson I learned from a very inspirational head. The other very sort of understanding which we may have, wondering, you know, how do we manage our lives? I think there are two things that seem to me to make a difference. The first is our ability now to understand the information that's in front of us. In our time, we had to think of ways to access information. Do I go to a library? You know, do I ask somebody? Where do I learn? Where do I get information from? Today, that's no longer the issue. I think now it is our ability to be able to separate the wheat from the chaff, to be able to understand what the real information is and what is not put out there to influence us or, you know, bias us or make us think about things in a way in which we are being diverted to think. So whether you call it fake news or you call it unsubstantiated news, or information, it's there. And we need to develop our questioning abilities, our ability to ask the right questions, to have a healthy disrespect for things just put out there for us to swallow, so that we negotiate the world in a much more real fashion. The other thing that occurs to me is that I think in a way, no one is actually preparing for the future as people seem to think. I think we need to be aware and able to reinvent ourselves constantly, because that's the way the world is changing. Even for me, who I'm pretty ancient, I have reinvented myself, because the world is not what anyone thought it was when I left school 55 years ago. So, and for you, the time has really sort of condensed now. You probably will reinvent yourself 3 to 4 times in your lifetime. And that requires a completely different set of skills, adaptability, continuous learning, exploring, finding things that interest you, which may not have interested you 10 years ago, being open to experimenting, being adventurous. These are all things I'm hoping you are learning. Because if we are concentrating, as Mr. Desiraju said, on the grades that I'm getting, and that I'm straight jacketing myself straight from age 15 to age 17, it's going to be quite unproductive. So, and of course, the third one is, I think, the enormous amount of choice that you have. The choice itself can be quite frightening. It's so much easier to negotiate if you have to choose between medicine and engineering. I mean, it doesn't require that much of self-introspection or anything. But when the world is providing you with the opportunities which extend far beyond not just what you know, but what you can dream of, I think that can be sometimes unsettling and can sometimes make you feel that you're not aware of what to do. And I want to say it should be fine not to know. It should be fine to be able to say, I'll think, I'll experiment. If I don't like it, it's okay for me to start over. And these are all the new ways of looking at ourselves and the world. So, my 5 minutes up? Anyway. So, I thought I'd start with, I'll end rather, with a story about a smart and perhaps a little cheeky village boy. There's a teacher who was visiting their village, and he was going to answer questions where people had sort of gathered to ask him. So this boy thought, I'm going to get the better of this supposed wise man. And I think we do that a lot. And so he caught a butterfly and trapped it in his hand. And he thought, I'm going to ask the wise man, is this butterfly alive or dead? And if he said it was alive, he was going to crush it, and it would be dead. And of course, if he said it is dead, he was going to open his hands and let it go. So he thought he had really got the old man in a fit. So he went to this old wise man, and he asked him his question, is my butterfly dead or alive? And the old man answered, the answer is in your hand. This is really what I want to leave you with. All your answers whatever decisions you make, you may be guided, but depend and trust yourself. Both your intuition and your ability to access information. And then, once you have decided on your own decision, work really hard to make it happen. So that's really what I wanted to share with you. I love this place, and thank you very much for dropping me into the deep end of the pool. And all the very best to every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. As a token of our appreciation, our Chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. Keshav N. Desiraju, will now present a memento to our chief guest. Our head boy, Avram John, will now deliver the vote of thanks.
Happiness is not getting what you want all the time. It is about loving what you have and being grateful for it. I regard it as an honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this momentous occasion to all the dignitaries assembled in the large hall. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude. On behalf of our school, I would like to thank our chief guest who graced us with her presence. Thank you, ma'am, for your thought-provoking address and inspirational words. We assure you, ma'am, that we will follow your words of advice. We thank our chairman of Board of Governors for his valuable advice. Our heartfelt thanks to our headmaster, deputy headmaster, bursar, dean of activities, dedicated teachers and students, and tirelessly working student committees who have made the 161st Founders a memorable and successful event. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheels started rolling months in advance. I thank everyone for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. I would also like to thank the parents community present here. Thank you for your support and valuable inputs. And to all the prize winners, we cherish your academic and sports achievements. Thank you all. Let us rise for the national anthem.